Audio test, test 1, 2.
Welcome to Eugene, Oregon. We are here. The Lane Community College Titans, the Lane women's basketball team, will be hosting the visiting Portland Community College Panthers for this matchup. Just to briefly go over the starting lineups before we jump right into the game. For the visiting Portland Community College Panthers, their starting lineup at guard, they have Julie Harris-Burns. They also have Emily Fortin, one of their guards, and their third guard, Shady Gunnell. Those three starting guards for that team. And then their two forwards, Malia Cabagon and Ashley Otterson. Malia Cabagon is the name to highlight if you're one of the visiting Portland Community College Panther fans. She leads the team in points, blocks, rebounds, free throw percentage. She seems to be one of the more potent offensive weapons for this Portland squad. The other side of the court, we're going to have Lane Community College. Their starting lineup, they have Toni Coleman, Morgan Cooper, Taryn Powers, Chloe Daniels, and Bella Hamill. Bella Hamill's having herself quite a season, averaging a stunning 20.6 points, 13 rebounds, chipping in 4 assists there as well. That's the name to watch on offense if you're here to watch Lane. These two squads. Lane coming in, they're undefeated in the season. They're 12-0 coming in, and they've been dominating opponents throughout. Meanwhile, the Portland Community College Panthers, they're 5-5 to start. They're 4-3 in December, only 2-2 in their last 4, so they're looking to get back on track after an up-and-down start here to this season. We were just moments away from tip-off. Cabagon goes up for the tip, and it does control Portland. We do have an instant scramble for the ball, and Lane recovers quickly. Powers will drive this up to that left wing, and it's swung around by the Lane team. A little give and take ends up with Powers still with the ball that left wing. Kick to a corner three attempt up and good. Bella Hamill wasting no time getting the scoring started as she drains a 3 from that far left corner. Portland to inbound, and now they control going up against a Lane full court press here. Portland to control. They're going to drive to that right, instant trouble in the double team. Kicked back out and controlled by Portland. Swung around to the far right-hand corner. Harris-Burns with the ball, deciding what to do, and she drives to her right. To give to Gunnell. Gunnell thinks about the jumper, kicks it back out to Fortin. Fortin has the ball, drives in double team. Pocket is picked by Hamill. Now Hamill driving the fast break up the court. Gives to Coleman, who decides to slow it down after a chance at a fast break there. Lane in control here, slowing down the offense, working in the post is Chloe Daniels. Her turnaround little jumper does not go. Rebound almost recovered by Lane, but Portland comes up with it. Now it's their turn to drive down the ball. The full court pass intended for Shady Gunnell was off her fingertips into the bench area. So an early turnover here for Portland, and Lane will take over. They have a 3-0 lead here early. A short conference by the referees here. And Hamill to inbounds, gives it to Coleman. Coleman in control of this offense here. The Lane guard will drive to her right, goes all the way to the basket. An awkward shot attempt, a lot of contact, hit the bottom of the rim. She recovers her own rebound after a scramble, puts the shot attempt back up, and a quick foul there. The foul there goes against Malia Cabagon, the forward for Portland. A nice offensive rebound there to get the shot attempt, and the fouls in the shots. We're going to get 2 free throws here. That first free throw attempt up and good for Toni Coleman. She's averaging 9 points a game and shooting 89% from the charity stripe. She drains both there for her first 2 points of the game. Lane now with 5 points here early in this game. A lot of pressure there on the Portland team as they drive the ball up. This is Harris-Burns with the ball. She is hounded by Toni Coleman. To give to Emily Fortin, who's got 1-on-1 there on the side there. She drives baseline, short little floater, catches the back of the rim, bounces right back out. Rebound goes to Lane. This is Daniels with the ball. Daniels the give to Cooper. Cooper in control, gives to Hamill at the top 3-point line, drives to her right, scoop shot up and good. Bella Hamill, 5 points early in this game. Again, she averages nearly 21 a game, so a dominant offensive force here, and she's showing out early here. The full court press, effective as Jalea Harris burned there over and back as she crossed the midcourt line, then went back over, trying to get away from the double team. That'll be another early Portland turnover. They're still searching for their first points. Lane with the 7-point lead. And this is Tony Coleman with the ball, drives to the right, kicks out to that corner area. They give it to Hamill at the top of the 3-point line. She's hounded. Looked like a double dribble there, and it was a double dribble. If she went up in the air, thought about passing, decided against it. You can't do that. Lane responds to the turnover with a turnover of their own, and they set up their full court press again with Portland still searching for their first points of the game. Portland the inbounds to Harris Burns. Early double team, but she's able to give it out this time at Otterson. Otterson gives to that left side. And now it's Gunnell with the ball, guarded by Powers. Gunnell drives to her left. Give, and now the push inside to Cabagon, who's got in that post area. Her pocket is picked. That was Morgan Cooper with the strip. And now Cooper trying to lead a fast break. Portland does a nice job getting back on defense, though, so they give it to Hamill as this offense slows down. A short little free-throw jumper as Hamill went for it and then instantly gets her own rebound. A reverse scoop shot attempt by Morgan Cooper, who took that pass from Hamill, but that's no good. Now Portland trying to push the pace, and they turn it right back over. Hamill ends up with the ball off another Portland turnover. She'll drive to her right. Gibbs for the 3-point attempt. That one up and catches back rim. That was Cooper on the shot attempt. A fight for the rebound ends up with Portland in control here. After all the action, Gunnell ends up with the ball. Almost traveled there. Lane wants to travel. They won't get it. As Harris Burns now has the ball to give inside to Cabagon again. That little hook shot from her does not fall. Portland still scoreless here in the first quarter. Lane now pushing the tempo here. Ends up with a pass to the corner that it was deflected out of bounds. Waiting to see what's on, and it will get called off of Lane. So it was a turnover there. Portland will recover the pass intended for Morgan Cooper. A short conference by the referees, and we're going to get our first substitutions of the game. As Chappelli, she'll check in, as well as Peyton Sheridan for Lane. Portland hasn't quite solved the full court press here. They're doing a better job here as they get it past midcourt without any issues. This is Danielle Yamas, who has the ball for the first. This is her first action of the day. She tries to give it inside to Malia Cabagon. Hounded, she gets driven all the way out to the 3-point line, takes the contested jumper. That won't go. Rebound to Sheridan. Lane pushing the pace here, looking to build on that 7-point lead. Sheridan drives herself to the corner, hounded by Harris Burns, and that ball will be tipped out of bounds. Possession will stay with Lane. Lane to inbounds here as we just have 6 minutes left in this first period. Hamill has the ball, top of the 3-point line. Rejects the screen, drives to the right, kicks it to that right corner. This is Cooper with the ball, give and take with Hamill. Hamill in trouble, gives it back to Cooper. Just a 2-man game right now. Push to the corner. Sheridan thought about the 3-point line. Instead, she drives the basket. A contested jumper, bounced 6-7 times on the rim. In and out. Unlucky bounce there, but there's Sheridan collecting her own rebound. Physical play there, and she grabs her own rebounds, puts it back up again. Portland complaining about the physicality of the game. It doesn't matter. No foul was called. 9-0 Lane up early. We're going to have our first break of the game. Timeout is called, and we'll take a break here on Lane Community College live stream. After our first timeout here, we're going to come back on the Lane live stream. Lane leading 9-0 with just 5:30 left in this period. I'll briefly touch on the coaches as Greg Sheely, the coach for Lane Community College. He's in his 24th season here, a 740 to 201 record. He's been here for quite some time. That's overall 570 to 134 overall at Lane. It's nice talking to him beforehand. He's really excited about this matchup, but we're going to jump right back into action here. This is Levi Berkthal here in the Lane Community College live stream women's basketball. Lane leading 9-0 here. Portland pushes past the full court press. A drive inside. The floater is good. That's Ashley Otterson who collects the first points for Portland in the game. The little jumper there is good. Now it's Lane's turn to push the pace. They push it all the way down. Kick to the corner. 3-point attempt is no good. And Harris Burns catches that ball at a full sprint, drives all the way to the basket, scoops up and in. A quick 4 for Portland after a scoreless few minutes here. Now it's Lane's turn to respond. This is Cooper with the ball, trying to push the tempo. A three-point attempt up, catches front rim, and gets the bounce there. A lucky bounce there for Chappelli, who collects that three-pointer to extend the lead to 12-4. Portland with the ball, slowing the pace down there. This is Yamas. Yamas with the ball. To give to Fortin. Fortin thought about the three-point line, drives to the right, takes a free throw line jumper, a little too strong there. Rebound to Sheridan. Sheridan for Lane here, driving, has a wide open player underneath the basket. That's Sarah Ball who lays that one up and in. Nice passing, nice vision there from Sheridan to extend the lead to 10 here, 4:20 left in the period. Yamas has the ball, looks back to her coach for the call. Will drive this one to the free throw line, takes a short running jumper there. That's no good. Delin with the rebound, looking at her options, pushes it up to that far right-hand corner. Give and take with Sheridan. Sheridan drives at the free throw line, takes the jumper, a little too strong there. Rebound Portland. Thought about pushing the pace there, but Yamas decides to slow it down. Swings it to that far right-hand corner, three-point attempt up, and that would be good. Harris Burns, the first three-pointer of the game for Portland. She came off the screen action there on that far right side to get a three-pointer. 14-7, Lane still in control here. Sheridan has the ball, drives that low post area. She's near the basket, pushes the defender down. No fouls called. Jumper, no good. Rebound to Cabagon, who still looking for her first points of the game. One of the leads the team in scoring, still hasn't scored yet. Portland pushes it quickly up to Cooper. Cooper thought about the three-point attempt, give and take inside, ends up with the back on the ball, push outside to Yamas, sitting at the top of the three-point line, asks for the screen, she'll take it, go to the right, takes a free throw line jumper, high arcing shot off back rim, Cabagon the rebound, guarded by two, tries to put up a physical jumper inside, that won't go, she collects her own rebound, again drives this back out, ends up in the hands of Harris Burns. Harris Burns, underhand scoop shot is good as she drove baseline there. We're down to 14-9, lead trimmed to 5. Lane's turn, they're going very fast here. Sierra Chappelli drove that one all the way to the basket, laid it up, collected her own rebound off the miss, put it up and in for a quick 2 points for Lane there. And now Yamas back with the ball, hounded by Lane, but taking this one up slowly. Gives to Cabagon in the post. Cabagon puts her shoulder into the defender, drives baseline, reverse layup is good. She went up and under the basket to get her first point of the game. Lane not slowing down here as Cooper drives all the way to the basket. A little give and go there for three-pointer. Shepley drains a three-pointer there, lead back to 8, just 2 minutes left in this period. Yamas has the ball for Portland. Swung around to that far side, same actions before, but this time instead of the three, is driving to the basket. An awkward contested jumper there for Emily Fortin, and she was fouled as she scooped that one up and in. A foul will be called on Lane here, and here come a army of substitutions for both teams here. For Lane, we're going to get Hamill back in the game, as well as Chloe Daniels checking in for the first time in a while. Free throw attempt by Emily Fortin up, and then a little too strong there. She'll miss that first one. Here comes that second attempt off the foul. We're going to get a few more substitutions here. Just about the entire lineup for Lane has been checked out. So end up with Toni Coleman with the ball, driving to her right. Takes her time here. The give to Hamill. Hamill has the ball. Working ISO, then goes off the screen. A little give and take inside. Lane putting their shoulders into it. An awkward jumper, a turnaround jumper by Chloe Daniels is no good. Portland recovers with the ball here. This is Yamas. A give to Powers. Powers drives to her left, loses the handle, collects it. A lot of contact here, and Toni Coleman comes up with the ball, driving one woman to beat. The layup is up, no good. Recovered by Delin, who pushes it all the way back up to Chloe Daniels, who's driving away post action here. Push out for the three-pointer, that attempt up, and it's good. A nice shot there by Delin on the in and out action. She ends up with a three-pointer to get the lead back to 10. Just a minute left in this period. Lane leads Portland 22-12. Yamas with the ball. Give to Otterson. Otterson, a little action here as they move in and out of the screens. Ends up in the hands of Emily Fortin, who is a deep three-point attempt. Drains that one from distance. A nice shot there off the play by Portland. Now it's Lane's turn to respond. They're going quick here. Toni Coleman drove to the basket and was fouled before she could get the shot up. Looks like they're going to call the foul on Yamas. And Ellie Haas will check in for Portland, sending Ashley Otterson to the bench. Lane to inbound here as they lead by 7 with just 47 seconds left in the first period. Toni Coleman ends up with the ball near the half-court line. She's trying to give to Hamill, and she does at that far left wing. Hamill driving baseline, pulls up for the jumper, thought about it, instead a nice interior passing there. Ends up in the hands of Chloe Daniels on the cut. Good vision by Hamill to end up with an easy lay-in there. 30 seconds left in the period. Portland hounded and deep in their own backcourt. Yamas going against a size differential, drives all the way left sideline, nearly stepped out of bounds, but keeps it in play. Yamas calling the play here. Whatever number 1 is, that's what they're doing. Yamas still guarded by Toni Coleman, giving ground. Here comes the screen attempt. Yamas can't get past the defender, gives it to Emily Fortin. Fortin goes around the screen, drives all the way to the basket, left-handed layup, up and no good. Rebound to Chloe Daniels, hounded by the defense, but now they're going quickly, running out of time, and shot attempt is not up. Looked like Toni Coleman didn't know how much time was left there. She's a little frustrated with herself, but that'll end the first period. Lane leading Portland 24-15. They jump out to an early lead, and they stay in control. We're going to take a short break here on the Lane live stream. Welcome back to the Lane live stream. My name is Levi Berkfield here in Eugene, Oregon, as Lane Community College leads the visiting Portland Community College Panthers 24-15. After one period, Harris Burns leads all Portland scores and leads all Portland scores with 7 points. Shapoli has 8 points. That leads both teams with her 8. The lead still at 9 here as both teams jog back out on the court. Portland will have the ball here early. To inbounds is Baldonado, who gets her first action of the day. She gives to Yamas deep in the backcourt, hounded as always by Toni Coleman. And her pocket is picked nearly. Yamas recovers the own turnover there. She'll drive all the way to the basket. A up and under shot, a wild shot, no good. Rebound to Daniels. Daniels taking it up full court here, goes coast to coast, kicks it out for the three-point attempt for Lane. That one rolls around the rim, no good. Hamill fighting for the rebound, and it looks like she's going to get called for the foul there. A physical play on the ball. Ends up with the foul against her. Portland will control here in the first opening seconds of this second period. Portland still hasn't quite figured out how to solve the full court press here. It's always a little bit of a journey getting up past the half court line, and here it is again. It's Portland deep in their backcourt, facing double teams, trying to get around it. This is Gunnell who has the ball. She'll give it to Baldonado. Baldonado driving to her left, gets past half court. Give it to Harris Burns. Harris Burns here guarded by Adams, who's getting her first action of the day for Lane. Drives all the way to the three-point line, thought about it, went up for the layup, and a nice acrobatic layup there by Harris Burns, who faked at the free throw line, drove to the basket, and got a little scoop shot with her right hand to get her points. And now it's Lane's turn to respond. This is Coleman orchestrating the offense, gives to Daniels. Daniels, nice action at the top there with DeLynn. Ends up in the hands of Hamill, who drives baseline. A wild pass out to the three-point line collected by Lane. DeLynn, give and take there with Maya Adams. Maya Adams, and that ball will get swatted out of bounds. It looks like it will stay with Lane, but nice defense there by the Portland team, who's stiff in their defense here to start the second period. Maya Adams, after her short stint, will check out. Replaced by Taryn Powers. Hamill, the inbounder, she's a give and take with her. She'll take her own three-point attempt and drains it. Bella Hamill having herself quite a game here early. Trying to keep up those high averages that she brings to the game here. Harris Burns drives up quickly, but pulls it up just past half court, hounded by Tony Coleman. Takes off the screen. Harris Burns thought about the short jumper instead of the give outside of the three-point attempt. Catches front rim, no good. Skylar Baldonado on the attempt there. She can't get it to fall, so now it's Lane's turn. Tony Coleman has the ball pushed up quickly, ends up in the hands of Tony DeLynn. He drains a three-pointer from distance there to build this lead out. Just 8 minutes left in the period here. Lane leading 30-17. Ends up in the hands of Baldonado, who's driving this one just to get past the mid-court line, hounded by Taryn Powers. To give to Harris Burns here, operating in her usual spot, deep in the back left corner of the half-court offense. She'll drive, runs into her own teammate, gets past her, puts up a free-throw line jumper that won't fall. Chloe Daniels gets the rebound, and we've seen this from her a couple times. She drives it up quickly, kicks out for a three-point attempt back for Hamill. Hamill thought about the three-point attempt, rejected it, took 2 steps inside the line, and drains a deep jumper in that far right wing area. Bella Hamill, unstoppable from distance here, drains another mid-range jumper. Lead back up to 15, 7.5 left in the period, and a timeout is called by Portland, and we'll take a timeout as well here on the Lane live stream. Welcome back in the Lane live stream with 7.5 left in the second period here. Lane leading Portland 32-17, so an early 15-point lead here from Portland. And on the full court press, almost stolen away. Portland recovers, now be tipped out of bounds by DeLynn there. It looked like Taryn Powers almost had a play on the ball. Portland still looking for the way to solve this full court press puzzle here. It's been a fight to get the ball past half court. And now Gunnell will inbound the ball in front of her own bench. The referees are having a short conference here. Not sure what they're talking about, but clearly something happened that they don't like. They take a moment here to discuss. Bella Hamill leads both teams in scoring with 10 points. And Harris Burns has got herself 9 points as well, so a nice offensive output from those two players, but the deficit's still 15, and the referees are still discussing here. Now the Portland coach is inserting his own 2 cents into that one. All the players seemed a little confused in the action, and in the end, this will be inbounds in front of their own bench. Portland retains possession here. It looks like it was a substitution question, and it will end up with Malia Cabagon checking in again for the first time in the second period here. Otterson, the inbounder, she gives it to Harris Burns. Harris Burns doing a lot of ball handling here, trying to get past the double team, ball on the ground. Multiple Lane players come up with it, and it looks like DeLynn ends up with it. They're going to push the pace quickly off the turnover here. A 3-point attempt up and good. Taryn Powers there drains the three-pointer off the turnover. Nice action there, and this time the full court press a little too aggressive. DeLynn there fouled Harris Burns, who fell to the ground inside of her own 3-point line. So we're going to get another inbounds play here. McKinley Jeffries will check in for Portland, her first action of the day. The inbound goes to Harris Burns. Harris Burns, guarded by Coleman, drives to her right this time. Here comes that double team that she hasn't quite gotten out of, and this time she does. She pushes it up the court to Fortin. Fortin drives all the way to the basket. Wild shot won't go. Hamble the rebound, and now Lane pushing. They slow it up a little bit. They give to Chloe Daniels. Chloe Daniels drives deep inside the restricted area. Wild shot. Well, that won't fall. Portland recovers. Now they're pushing. Got a 3-on-2 here. They give it to the corner. McKinley Jeffries thought about the three-point attempt, rejected it, and then pushed it back out for Harris Burns to slow down the offense here. They give back to Jeffries. Jeffries now drives to her left, pushed all the way to the corner to Harris Burns. Harris Burns' three-point attempt. It was a good look, couldn't get to fall. Hamble the wild pass, recovered by Harris Burns. Harris Burns falls in the ball, throws it off the feet of a defender, and nice defensive action there by Harris Burns, who read the eyes of the passer, who was Hamble, jumped in front of it, collected the ball, and realizing she was on her knees, just threw it off the feet of the defender to retain possession for Portland. She'll check out there, but probably her best play of the day there to steal a possession for Portland. Now Yamas too inbounds deep in that right corner area with Lane guarding. Yamas the give inside of Cabagon. Cabagon in the post, drives back to the center area. A hook shot up and good. Trims the lead down to 16 for Lane. Lane now with the ball, pushes it to the far corner, driving quickly here. Ball ends up in the hands of Hamel, who'll take another three-point attempt. It's good. A beautiful stroke there by Hamel to drop another three-pointer, putting on an offensive showcase here early in this half, or in this first half, for Lane. Lead back up to 38-19. Just a point away from that 20-point lead here. Jeffries with the ball, guarded well by Lane, pushes it out, ends up with the hands of Cabagon at the free-point line. She's double-teamed, loses the ball, collects it herself, loses it again. Ends up in the hands of Portland, but a foul will be called. Looks like that foul will go against Lane here. And never mind, that foul wasn't Cabagon, who was trying to recover the turnover, ends up fouling the Lane player, and we're going to get another swarm of substitutions for both teams here. Lane to inbounds this to Hamel. Hamel give to Coleman, who take this one up the court rapidly. Coleman has the ball, drives, kicks it to the corner. Here comes the action, ends up swung back around to Coleman in that wing area. It's a give and take with Shepperly, excuse me. Coleman ends up with the ball. She'll drive baseline, a wild shot up, no good. Rebounds batted around, and looks like it was last touched by Lane, so Portland will have the ball here. Otterson to inbounds. She'll give it to Yamas there, to her right, and Yamas guarded closely by Lane, but dribbles it past half court. Here comes that double team. Yamas drives to her right, gives in the corner to Daniels. I thought she stepped out. Ref didn't call it. So now a give and take with Yamas in that near corner area. Yamas will take this one all the way back out to the top of the three-point line. They give it to Fortin. Fortin thought about the three-point attempt, doesn't take it, instead drives inside. Shot was contested tightly by Sarah Ball. And they're going to call a double dribble there on Tony Coleman after the shot was contested by Ball, recovered it and gave it to Coleman, who drove it up that left side, but they're going to call the carry there, excuse me. So another Lane turnover. Score is still 38-19 with 4:43 left in this first half. Yamas to inbounds for Portland. Gives it to Daniels. Never mind, Tony Coleman jumped in front of the pass. It's a one-woman fast break. She throws up her own layup attempt. That won't go. Recovered by Lane, but a foul is called on Lane. Looks like that was Sarah Ball who got the rebound, but pushed a defender in the process. So a foul on the rebound attempt. So Portland will retain possession. The steal by Coleman comes up empty-handed. Now Sarah Kate Hicks will check in for Portland. She'll be the inbounder as well as a couple other. Cabagon will check back in. Looks like we're going to get McKinley Jeffries back in the game for Portland. Yamas takes this inbounds, and she's guarded by Lane closely. Dribbles it past half court. Yamas waiting for the offense to develop. Taking her time. The give to Jeffries. Jeffries drives to the corner but loses possession of the ball. Lane comes up with it. That was Sheridan on the steal. Gives it to Hamel. Hamel pushes it to the corner there. A three-point attempt up. No good on Lane. A wild fight for the rebound. Ends up back in the hands of Lane. Another three-point attempt. That one gets the ball to fall. Shepperly, a nice play there. Missed the first three-point attempt. Caught the pass. Hit the second one. Portland looking for some offense here. Yamas ends up with the ball, drives it to that right wing area, gives it to Cabagon deep in the post. Cabagon drives. Here comes the double team. She kicks it back out. The right play. Yamas has the wide open three-point attempt. She can't get it to fall. A scramble for the ball between Jeffries and Sarah Ball there. Ends up in a foul. Foul was called against Portland there. McKinley Jeffries a little too aggressive in the offensive rebound attempt. And now we're going to get more substitutions for Portland. Leah Powers and Shady Gunnell will check in for Portland. Hamill, the inbounder, she gives it to Morgan Cooper. Morgan Cooper, the give and take with Hamill. Hamill drives to that right area. She's been lethal from just about every distance here, but she'll kick it out. Ends up with Peyton Sheridan. Sheridan drives from the three-point line, tries to get the shot up, contested by Cabagon, who collects the rebound off the missed shot attempt. Now Yamas with Portland driving quickly here, gives it to Cabagon at the three-point line. Cabagon drives to her left, loses the handle, collects it, looking for any sort of help here. Hounded the double team, ends up traveling, called by the referee there, so it'll be a Portland turnover. Sarah Kate Hicks will check in. Excuse me, that was DeLynn checks in for Peyton Sheridan for Portland. For Lane, Lane has the ball. Hamill drives it up, takes the ISO three-pointer, rolls around. That won't go. Rebound Cabagon, who will take it herself. Past half court, then gives it to Yamas. Yamas slows down the offense here. Yamas taking her time here, dribbling back and forth here, looking for the offense. Instead, she'll take the three-pointer. Almost went in. Rolls around the rim and bounces out. Rebound to Hamill. Hamill, the full court pass. Awkward, kind of in between two offensive players there. Ends up in the hand of Morgan Cooper, who gives it to Sheridan. Sarah Ball, who ends up with that mid-range jumper, gets that one to fall. Just 2:41 left in the half, and Lane has blown this one open as they lead 43-19. Bella Hamill with 13 points. That was her first assist of the game. As they give to Sarah Ball, ends up with a mid-range jumper there. We're going to take another break here with this 2:40 left in the half here on the Lane live stream. Welcome back on the Lane live stream with 2:40 left in the half. Lane leads 43-19. Portland looking for any sort of offense here. Yamas with the ball, guarded by Hamill this time as she dribbles back and forth to the top of the three-point line, looking for anything. Gives it to the corner. That's Powers. Powers thought about the three-point attempt, tries to push it inside instead, and that ball will be picked off by Hamill. Hamill driving up quickly, pushes it to the corner, swung around to the far left corner. Three-point attempt up and good. A nice play there. Ends up with DeLynn, who drains the three-point there to extend the lead. Portland, Yamas with the ball. Tries to give it, instead picked off again by Hamill. Hamill having himself quite a game on both sides of the ball. A three-point attempt, rolls around, that won't go. Rebound, Lane, no good on the putback. Rebound again, kicked outside to Hamill. She leaves this three-point attempt up or short again. Rebound again by Lane. They keep getting these back. Another three-point attempt, that won't go. Rebound again by Lane. They're just getting chance after chance here. Can't get a bucket to fall. Ball ends up in the hands of DeLynn, who puts up a three-point attempt. That won't go. And finally, Portland comes up with a rebound as Gunnell ends up with the ball, and she'll take it herself coast to coast here. Ends up guarded at the three-point line and pushes it to Yamas. Yamas with the ball at the top of the three-point arc. Gives it to Cabagon, who's standing right above the free throw line. She thinks about her options, gives it to Otterson. Otterson drives the free throw line. She can't get anything to go. She'll push it to the corner for Yamas. Yamas takes the corner three. That won't fall. Timeout is called by Lane this time. Coach Shilley wants to talk something over with his team. 1:08 left in the half. 46-19 is the score, and we're going to take another break here on the Lane live stream. Welcome back here in the Lane live stream. Just a minute left in the half, and Lane with a dominating lead. They also have the ball. This is Tony Coleman, who drives up the court, gives it to Sarah Ball, who turns around. Nice little turnaround reverse jumper there underneath the basket. Nice move. She drove to her right, ended up underneath the basket. Scoop shot up and in, gets it to fall. Nice play there for Sarah Ball, the sophomore forward out of Albany. Portland looking for some sort of offense. This is Harris Burns back in the game for the first time in a while. She takes this one all the way herself. A wild scoop shot up, won't go, rebound ball. Now it's Lane pushing the tempo here. 30 seconds left in the half. Gives outside of the wing area, driven to the basket. A nice shot there. Shepley thought about the three-point line, instead drove and threw up a left-handed hook shot. Got it to fall to extend the lead 50-19 here. Portland has the ball. This is Harris Burns. Harris Burns, think about her options. Drives to her right, fake the pass, shot attempt up, guarded it closely, and that won't go. Hamble the rebound. Hamble 6 seconds left in the half, pushes to the corner, three-point attempt up and catches front rim. Won't go. Hamble the rebound. The putback is good, right at the buzzer. Bella Hamble having herself quite the game here. 17 points, extends the lead 52-19 at halftime. A dominant offensive and defensive performance on Lane Community College. The Titans in control of this one. We're going to take a break here for halftime, and when we come back, Portland searching for answers. Lane looking to control this game the whole way. A 33-point lead at halftime, a 33-point deficit for Portland. They go to the locker room looking for answers. We'll take a break here on the Lane live stream. Welcome back here on the Lane live stream for this matchup between Lane women's basketball, Lane Community College Titans versus the Portland Community College Panthers. My name is Levi Berkfield here on the Lane live stream. We are just about 60 seconds away from the top of the second half. Lane currently leads Portland 52-19. It was a dominant offensive output from the home team. The Titans jumped out to an early 9-0 lead, and frankly, they stayed in control since. They are led by who else but number 23, Bella Hamill, who's racked up 15 points, 6 rebounds, plus an assist on 6 of 9 shooting, including 3 of 5 from three-point land. She has been dominant, leading her team as she has done all year. Meanwhile, Portland, they are led in scoring by Harris Burns, who has 9 points. She's put up a couple rebounds there. Cabagon leads the team in rebounds with 6. Leah Cabagon is the team's best scorer. She averages 13 a game, but she actually only has 4 points this game. She's really been held in check with some timely double and triple teams deep in the post to keep her in check. Lane jumped out to this 33-point lead at halftime, and you might be surprised, but that's what they've been doing all year. They averaged 34 more points than their opponents per game. They've been dominant throughout the year, and they're continuing that tonight. If you're Portland, you're looking for some offensive output from anybody at this point, and if you're Lane, you're going to keep doing what you're doing here. As the Titans, again, with that 33-point lead, the buzzer sounds, and they're going to walk out on the court here. Head coach Greg Sheely looking to continue his run here. He's been with Lane for 24 years. Racking up 570 wins in the process, looking for number 571 here. Lane will start the second half with the ball here. Tony Coleman will collect the inbounds pass and drilled up, gives it quickly to Hamill. Hamill will drive to her left, the give and take. Here we go. All the passing for Lane ends up in the hands of Morgan Cooper, who takes a three-pointer. A little too strong. Lane fights for the rebound, and Taryn Powers comes up with it, gives it to Hamill. Hamill drives to her left, same actions as before, ends up in the hands of Cooper. Cooper drives to the free throw line, gives it to Powers. Powers back to Coleman. Coleman interior passing, ends up in the hands of Chloe Daniels, who puts her back to the basket, drives inside, a little give and take with Powers there, and Chloe Daniels got the ball back and threw up a short little lay-in attempt there for her first 2 points of the second half. Now Portland with the ball. This is Harris Burns, who's done a good bulk of the ball handling when Yamas is not in the court. Harris Burns, hounded by Coleman, goes around the screen, has a wide-open three-pointer. She'll take it, leaves it short, rebound to Hamill. Avoids the steal attempt. Now Coleman. Coleman has the ball driving quickly, pushes it to the corner. This is Cooper. Cooper gave us to Powers. Powers back to Hamill, who's left wide open to the three-point line. You can't do that. Portland leaves her alone, and she drains a three-pointer. Her fourth three-pointer of the game. Bella Hamill showing why she's got the stats to back it up. Here comes the double team on Gunnell. Gunnell lost the ball to Hamill. Now Hamill's got a 3-on-3 here. She gives it to Daniels. Daniels. Pocket was picked. A nice play there by Harris Burns. Despite the size disadvantage, picks Daniels' pocket. She puts it up quickly. Portland will take a short mid-range jumper. Comes up short. That was Otterson who left that one short. Now Lane has the ball. They're going quick here. Ends up in the hands of Hamill. Hamill fakes left, goes right, gives to the corner. Three-point attempt just short, and Coleman leaps in there for a rebound attempt, but she fouled a Portland player there. She leaves Harris Burns on the ground, who is slow to get up. Coleman walks over to talk to her briefly after a hard foul there against Coleman. First foul of the half goes against Lane. And here are our first substitutions as Harris Burns will go straight to the bench, replaced by Yamas. Head coach Graham McFall for Portland seems to swap those two in and out as his primary ball handler. And now Yamas, who's had some troubles here with this full court press, guarded by a couple Lane defenders, gives the ball to Otterson, who takes this one past midcourt, and a little action here, ends up with the ball back in the hands of Yamas. Yamas against Coleman, drives around the screen, thought about the three-pointer, and said gives it up back to Otterson. Otterson drives left, lost the handle. Lane comes up with it. Here comes the fast break, the full court pass to Morgan Cooper, who throws up a short little lay-in. That one drops. It's good. The lead is ballooned to 40 for Lane, 59-19. 7:45 left here in the third. Portland, wide open three-pointer for Gunnell. She denies it. Instead, drives to the basket, gives inside to Cabagon. Cabagon, 2-3 defenders collapse on her, so Cabagon almost gave it up, and she does. The pass ends up in the hand of Tony Coleman. Coleman going all the way. Awkward shot. That won't fall. Rebound to Yamas. Yamas played nice defense without fouling there on Coleman, and now Yamas has the ball in that left wing area. The interior passing to Cabagon. Here comes 4 Lane defenders collapsing around. Cabagon, wild shot. That won't go. Rebound to Lane. They've really held Cabagon in check throughout this game. This is Taryn Powers. Taryn Powers gives it to Hamill. Hamill drives to the free throw line, kicks it out to Cooper. Cooper with the ball in hand, drives close to the basket, pushes it back out to Chloe Daniels, who looks at her offense. Chloe Daniels drives inside. Nice little post move to spin around, lays it up and in. And Lane already with the big lead, and they are building on it quickly here. Portland still has not scored here in the second half. This is Gunnell, who drives to the left and drives to the right, double team. Awkward pass gets stolen by Lane, ends up in the hands of Hamill. Hamill to give it to Coleman. Coleman, the layup attempt, up and good, and a foul. A hard foul there by Ashley Otterson on Coleman, who drove to the basket, got the contact, laid it up and in. Now she'll shoot one to add on to it. Lane leading 63-19, free throw pending. And here come some more substitutions for Portland as Skylar Baldonado will check in, as well as Leah Powers. Tony Coleman averaging 9 points a game and shooting 89% from the charity stripe. Puts up this free throw. That won't go. Rebound batted around, still in the air. Coleman comes up with it. Seems like everyone got their hand on it, but Coleman comes up with the ball. Now she'll take it back out to the three-point line. Drives to her right, pushes it to the corner. Three-point attempt up. And a little too short. Rebound to Hamill. Hamill with the ball. She gives it to Powers. Powers drives inside. Gives it to Daniels. Daniels, a wild shot goes up and off the glass and in. A nice play there by Chloe Daniels to put this one up. As Portland attempted to push the ball up the court, the pass was tipped out of bounds by Taryn Powers. Portland will retain possession. And Sarah Ball will check in replacement of Chloe Daniels. Sarah Ball, the sophomore out of Albany. The pass attempt inside, tipped by Coleman, and she recovers. Another turnover as Lane controls. Hamill ends up with the ball. She gives it to Powers. Back to Hamill, back to Powers. Swung two-woman game. Then it's given to Morgan Cooper. Morgan Cooper who drives inside the layup attempt. And she is fouled on that attempt. Portland still hasn't figured out how to defend this Lane offense. They've been ruthlessly effective. The passing's been efficient. Portland hasn't quite found a way to solve it. And now it's going to be Morgan Cooper shooting 2 free throws because she was fouled. The first one up and good. Cooper, the sophomore out of Belt, Montana, averaging just 4.4 points a game, but shooting 91% from the charity stripe. She drains them both. Lead gets built out to 67-19. Yamas has the ball, dribbling it up the court, hounded by the Lane defender. She'll go left. They give to Haas. Haas has the ball. Given back outside to Jeffries. Jeffries gives it to Baldonado. Baldonado, a wild shot over the double team. That won't go. Rebound ends up in the hands of Hamill. Hamill pushes it up the court quickly. Ends up in Morgan Cooper's hands, who finds a wide open Sarah Ball standing underneath the basket. The easiest one of all. She lays this one up and in for a quick 2. Now Portland, Yamas has the ball, gives it around. Here comes the action. A Portland player drives to the baseline, puts up the short jumper. That won't fall. That was McKinley Jeffries in the attempt. Rebound to Lane. Now Hamill has the ball. Hamill pushing up quickly, finds the Lane player in that far corner, gives it back to Hamill. Hamill swings it around to Powers. Powers swung to the corner here and kicked all the way out to Morgan Cooper, who finds a Lane player in the corner there for the three-point attempt. Lane gets their own rebound, pushed out again for the three-point attempt, drives inside, a little 2 steps inside, leaves the jumper short, and Portland finally recovers. Rebound has been an issue for Portland here in this game, but they collect that one. This is Haas driving up the court. She drives all the way to the right side, gives it to that far wing area, ends up in the hand of Yamas at the top of the three-point line. Here's Haas in the corner for 3. That one's left short. Hamill the rebound. They got a 4-on-2 situation here. Hamill will slow it down, gives it out to the three-point line. A short little feed inside. That's Sarah Ball again, who has found herself underneath the basket, open again, and lays that one up and again. Her second basket of the third quarter. 4 minutes left in this period. Yamas Gives the ball to Powers. Powers drives to the corner, then gives it to another player in the corner. Ends up in the hands of Baldonado, who drives to the basket. That shot looks like it was blocked, but it's been contested by Lane. A nice play there by Taryn Powers, and they're going to go quickly here. Morgan Cooper, the left-handed underhand scoop shot. That's good. A timeout is called. This one's ballooned all the way to 73-19. Lane in control of this game. Just 3:52 left in the third quarter. A timeout is called, and we will take a break here on the Lane live stream. Welcome back here on the Lane live stream. Lane well in control of this one as they lead 73-19. There are 3:52 left in the third period. Portland looking for any sort of offense here. They have the ball. This is Yamas, who's been the primary ball handler despite not starting. She'll give it to Haas. Haas will drive it. She loses the handle, ends up in the hands of Yamas. Yamas kicks out for the three-point attempt, and she's fouled on the three-point attempt. That was McKinley Jeffries on the three, and she'll get 3 free throws. Portland has not scored yet in this quarter. This will be their best chance of the game, of the quarter here, for some sort of points, as McKinley Jeffries will step to the line for 3. Looks like we're going to get a timeout here. Some discussion by the referees, and the timeout will be given to Portland. So we'll take a short break here on the Lane live stream. 3:37 left in the quarter. 73-19 is the score. When we come back, McKinley Jeffries, the freshman, will be shooting free throws off of the foul. Welcome back here in the Lane live stream. 3:37 left in the third quarter, and Lane leads 73-19. They've been absolutely dominant, and here is Portland shooting their third, fourth, and fifth free throws. McKinley Jeffries. First one is up and good. The freshman out of Alaska, she only averages 1.7 points a game, but she's been shooting about 50% from the free throw line, so limited action, but showing some promise here. She drains back-to-back free throws, giving Portland their first 2 points of the game, looking for the third of the quarter, looking for their third. And this one rolls around out and doesn't fall. Hamill tried to get the rebound, was hounded by a couple Portland player, and it ends up going out of bounds off of Hamill. So Portland will have another possession here after draining 2 of the 3 free throws. The interior passing there ends up in the hands of Sarah Kate Hicks, who loses the handle all the way to the corner, throws it right to Hamill, and here's another turnover. Lane driving, give outside to the three-point line. Ends up in the hands of Maya Adams. Maya Adams gives to the corner. This is Sheridan. Sheridan loses the handle. Ball rolls out of bounds, and that'll be off of Lane. Lane's racked up 22 points off of turnovers in this game, but they come up empty-handed on that trip off of the 23rd turnover from Portland. That's been an issue for them all game. This is Harris Burns, who checked back in replacement of Yamas. Harris Burns gives it to Sarah Kate Hicks. A nice little action here. Who's Haas? Haas dribbles it off her foot. Lane comes up with the ball. This is Maya Adams driving it up. She ends up in that right corner area. Gives it outside to Hamill. Hamill swings it to Sheridan. Sheridan, the three-pointer. That one's too strong. Catches only air, but Powers with the rebound. Excuse me, Sarah Ball with the rebound, who gives it to Sheridan. Sheridan will take a little 5-foot jumper off glass, and that one's good. Now it's 75-21. We're ticking down to the end of the third quarter here. Just 2:40 left, and Harris Burns, the freshman out of Hermiston, Oregon, has the ball, and she'll give it up to Haas. Haas, the action with Baldonado. Baldonado drives, gives it back to Haas. Haas to the three-point attempt. That one off the front rim and no good. Rebound. Looks like that was Sheridan with the rebound, and now she'll take it up slowly at the court. Turns on the Jets here. Sprints to the free throw line. Finds Hamill in the corner. Hamill back to Sheridan. Sheridan drives inside, loses the handle. Sarah Ball comes up with the rebound, pushes outside, three-point attempt. That one catches rim, no good, and rebound to Portland, who's double-teamed, but finds its way to Skylar Baldonado. Baldonado gives to Harris Burns. Harris Burns, a nice pass over the top of the defense to Haas, who lays it up and in. One of the better plays of the day as Harris Burns threads this one over the heads of the defense for the Lane, but now Lane's going quickly here. Ends up with Shepley in the corner for three. That one's good. Shepley, dominant, drains that three-pointer from the corner. She's had a lot of looks today, but she gets that one to fall. The inbound attempt, pass goes to McKinley Jeffries, who gives it right back to Harris Burns. Harris Burns fakes left, drives right, throws it inside. Swarmed by Lane defenders is Sarah Kate Hicks, and she coughs up the ball. Now it's Hamill taking this one slowly up the court. 1:17 left in the third. The action given to Shepley. Shepley gives it to Maya Adams. Maya Adams for three. Little too strong. That'll go over the top of the backboard. Counts is out of bounds. This will be Portland ball. And here comes some Lane substitutions here. Sheridan and Ball will check out. DeLynn will check in as well. And now Portland with the ball. Chloe Daniels, the other substitution for Lane. Portland with the ball. This is Baldonado. Baldonado spin move, drives inside, leaves this one hanging right on the rim, and Chloe Daniels the rebound. She's taking this one up. She finds Shepley in the wing area, who gives it right up to Maya Adams. Back to Shepley. Shepley thought she got fouled, loses the handle, and loses it out of bounds. A lot of contact there. No call, though. 44 seconds left in the third quarter. Lead is 78-23, and we'll get a swarm substitutions for both teams. For Lane, Molly Nelson will check in, the freshman out of Monroe, Oregon, getting her first action of the day. Gunnell gets the pass for Portland. Taking it up and gives it to Powers. Powers driving, little action there, ends up with Portland. That's Fortin. Fortin driving inside. A wild shot swarmed by defenders. That one gets her own rebound, but steps out of bounds in the process. So that'll be another turnover for Portland. 29 seconds left in this third quarter. Hamill to inbounds. Gives it to Adams, who gives it right back. Hamill to Nelson. Nelson, a little give and take. Nelson with a three-pointer attempt. Her first possession ends up with a shot. She leaves this one short. Rebound to Portland. This is Gunnell with the ball. The sophomore guard will take it up slowly. Fakes left, fakes right, goes right after the fake. Gives up a little mid-range jumper. That one ends up short. And with just a couple seconds left in the half, Lane will let this one bleed out. 78-23 is the final score of the third period. We have one more quarter to go, so 10 minutes left of gameplay. Lane well in control of this one. The Titans dominating so far. We'll take a break here on the Lane live stream. Welcome back at the top of the fourth quarter here at the Lane live stream. The home team, the Lane Titans, they lead the visiting Portland Panthers 78-23. Lane has been very efficient shooting the ball. They're shooting 46% from the floor, 40% from three. Conversely, Portland really struggling from the field here. Portland has the ball. This is Fortin. Fortin, who drives right, ends up going left. They give to Sarah Kate Hicks. Hicks leaves that one a little long, and Lane the rebound. The ball ends up in the hands of Hamill. Hamill contested here, and will push it to that left side. This is DeLynn. DeLynn with the ball. She'll give it to Daniels. Daniels back to DeLynn. Gives to Hamill in the corner. Hamill drives, and looks like she stepped out of bounds here. A lot of contact after the whistle for the turnover there, and no foul will be called, and Portland will retain possession here. Only the 9th turnover of the game for Lane. The 10th turnover of the game for Lane. This is Fortin for Portland. She ran right into a defender. Ball's on the ground, people on the ground. Jeffries ends up with it, so Portland will retain. This is Gunnell. Gunnell with the ball. They give to another Portland player who spins inside, loses the handle, and a foul will be called. That was Powers, the guard, who spun inside. Looks like she was wrapped up there by a Lane player. I believe Molly Nelson was the one called for that foul. They said Molly Nelson's number, but I don't believe that was the correct call. We'll see that one later. But Portland with the ball either way. They'll take a quick corner three. That one goes long, and Portland rebounds that one. The give to Hamill. That was Nelson, the foul. So Hamill gives it to Nelson. Nelson pushes it to the corner. This is Maya Adams. Maya Adams back to Nelson. Interior passing to Daniels. Daniels finds a Lane player wide open in the corner. That one won't fall. DeLynn on the attempt there. No good, so lead still 78-23 for Portland trailing, and a quick foul on Lane as Emily Fortin drove up the court there. DeLynn called for the reach. And here come some substitutions for Portland, as Malia Cabagon will check in, as well as Ashley Otterson. Cabagon's really been held in check throughout this game. Portland inbounds this one to Fortin. Fortin taking her time, looking left, finds a player to her left. This is Jeffries with the ball, kicked back around, ends up back in the hands of Portland. A three-point attempt, that won't go. Rebound to Portland, they maintain possession. Gunnell with the ball, finds Cabagon at the top of the three-point line. Nice little cut there by Otterson to take a mid-range jumper. That won't fall. Ball batted around, and Nelson ends up with it. Lane going quickly here, but they'll slow it down. They don't have the numbers, so ball ends up with the hands of Hamill. Hamill the give to Adams. Adams back to Nelson. A little give and take there. Adams thought about the three-point line, gives it to Nelson. We have a whistle called. Looks like a timeout was called as the coach comes over and talks to Maya Adams. Didn't like what he saw, so we're going to take a break here. Just 8 minutes left in this game, and Lane is leading 78-23 when we come back here on the Lane live stream. Welcome back here on the Lane live stream. Just 8:04 left in this game, and Lane with a dominant 55-point lead as they lead 78-23. Story of this game really has been the turnovers, as Portland has turned the ball over 24 times. Lane has turned it over 10 times, so still a decent amount there, but the points off turnovers, killer for Portland, as they've only scored 2 points off of those 10 turnovers. Meanwhile, Lane has scored a stunning 24 points off the 24 turnovers, so they're averaging just a point every turnover there, and you can't really win that way if you're Portland. The other big one, rebounds. Lane has out-rebounded Portland by a 27 rebound margin, 47-20, including 16 offensive rebounds to only 3 offensive rebounds for Portland. So Lane getting multiple shots, multiple extra possessions here, and it really is reflecting in the scoreboard as Portland will jog back out on the court here for the final 8 minutes. Lane to inbound in offensive territory here. Hamill to inbound. She'll give it to Adams. Adams with the ball, hounded by a Portland defender. Ends up back in the hands of Hamill in that corner. Interior passing to Daniels, contested by Cabagon. Nice defense there without fouling as the shot attempt goes off at the bottom of the backboard there. Portland going quickly, but instead they'll turn it over here. Maya Adams ends up with the ball. She'll take this one up quickly, slow it up at the three-point line. Ends up in the hands of Hamill in that wing area. Same play as last time as Daniels ends up with the ball. This time, instead of shooting, though, she gives it outside to Molly Nelson. Nelson catches nothing but air, but Hamill on the rebound, and she'll scoop this one back up and in. A nice play there by Hamill off the air ball off Nelson, and we'll get a quick timeout here. 7:30 left in the game. Lane leads 80-23. We'll take another break here on the Lane live stream. Welcome back to Lane Community College as the Lane Titans lead the visiting Portland Community College Panthers by an 80-23 margin. Only 7.5 minutes left in this one. Portland has the ball here, and they're inbound. It's Emily Fortin who's gotten her share of ball handling here late in the game. Fortin has the ball, and she'll give it to Otterson. Otterson kicks it to the far side. This is Gunnell. Gunnell with the ball, gives it back to Fortin. Fortin looking at her options, drives inside, double team, so she'll kick it out for the three-point attempt. That one's good. Nothing but net there. McKinley Jeffries, the three-pointer. Just the third three-pointer of the game for Portland. Nelson has the ball here for Lane. It's swung all the way around to the far corner, ends up in the hands of Peyton Sheridan, who gives it to Sarah Ball. Sarah Ball gives this one up to Adams. A lot of passing here. Nelson with the ball, tries to throw it inside to Ball, but that will not go. So turnover, Nelson to Ball in the pass attempt, and Portland comes up with it. And this is Emily Fortin. Early in the game, it was all Harris Burns and Yamas with ball handling, but recently it's been a lot of Fortin for Portland. And Fortin will just dribble this one up and take a three-pointer. Back-to-back threes for Portland here, showing some life on offense. Just 6.5 minutes left to go, so this one pretty well in hand for Lane. Lane has the ball here, and it'll end up in the hands of Maya Adams, who takes a three-point attempt and a little too strong, and Portland tried to rebound it, but lost the handle out of bounds, and Lane will retain possession. Otterson attempted the rebound, but instead went out of bounds here, so Lane to inbound the ball underneath their own basket, or underneath the opposing team's basket, excuse me. Deep pass into the backcourt, ends up in the hands of Lane, and finds Molly Nelson in the corner. She puts up a three-point attempt. That won't go, but Adams the rebound. A nice play there by Adams to get the rebound, and she'll pass it to DeLynn. DeLynn with the ball, gives it to Nelson. Back to Ball inside. Ball kicks it out, ends up in the hands of Adams. Adams, a three-point attempt. That won't go. Nelson tried to rebound it, almost got it, but ends up in the hands of Portland. And this is Jeffries. Jeffries the ball, gives it to Fortin. Fortin finds a Portland player inside and kicks back out for a turnover. That was Malia Cabagon, who tried to do a little inside-out game, but overthrew the intended receiver. Ball goes out, and Lane will recover. Under 6 minutes left to go in this one. Pass to DeLynn. DeLynn gives it back to Adams. Adams to DeLynn. DeLynn to Nelson in the corner. Interior passing to Ball, but Ball loses the handle, tries to kick it back out, picked off by Portland, and they give it right back up. A mad scramble with the ball here. Ends up in the hands of Lane. Lane will take a three-point attempt. That's off mark. That was Adams on the three-point attempt. Rebound, Lane ends up in the hands of Adams again. She's here in the corner. Loses it, excuse me, that was Sheridan. Sheridan tried to give it to DeLynn, but DeLynn fouled a Portland player trying to collect that pass. She fouled McKinley Jeffries, so Portland will have the ball after all of that action, and no one scores there. Fortin with the ball. She'll drive to the left, taking her time here. 5 minutes left to go in the contest. The feed inside to Cabagon. And she'll take a little turnaround jumper here. Drains that one. Nice little play there. too late here. Just 5 minutes left, and the deficit 49. But nice offensive output for the last few possessions from Portland. Lane feeds inside, kicks it back out to Molly Nelson to take another three, and this time she drains it. Molly Nelson, only averaging 2.9 points a game, drains a three-pointer there. She's taken a few attempts, but gets that one to fall. Fullerton now has the ball for Portland, and she'll dribble it up slowly. They're 3 for 3 in their last 3 possessions, including 2 three-pointers. And this action will end up at the hands of Jeffries. Jeffries the ball, and she gets fouled. Looks like Peyton Sheridan got a little aggressive there on defense, and the referee saw it. 4:30 left in the contest. Portland to inbounds. They find Cabagon at the top of the three-point line. Give back to Gunnell. Gunnell drives inside, almost traveled, kicks outside to Forden, but Forden had her heel on the sideline there, so a turnover for Portland. Their 27th of the game. Lane has the ball here. And Maya Adams will take it up slowly. Adams gives to Nelson, who's been very aggressive from three-point land. Fires that one up. A little too strong. Sheridan the rebound. They give to Ball. Ball at the three-point line. Gives back outside to Nelson. Nelson to Adams. Adams inside to Ball. And looks like a travel will be called on the sophomore Sarah Ball. Nice passing, but just let the feet drift a little bit there. So a turnover for Lane, their 13th of the game. Portland has the ball. This is Forden. Forden drives to a right, kicks it back out to Gunnell. Gunnell, the give to Otterson. Otterson, examining the offense, wants Cabagon inside. She finds her, but Cabagon will kick it out. Awkward pass, awkward catch, but the three-point attempt up and no good. That was McKinley Jeffries. And the rebound will bounce into the stands, collected by Adams. Adams gives to Sheridan, back to Adams. They'll take this one up slowly as we tick inside of 4 minutes left in the contest. Adams, the give to Nelson. Nelson, another three-point attempt. Excuse me, that was not Nelson, that was Delin. Delin collected the rebound, and now she has the ball again, top of the three-point line. The feed inside to Sarah Ball. Ball pushes it outside to another Lane player who fires up that three-point attempt, collects her own rebound. This is Adams. Adams drives inside, wild shot. That won't go, and Portland ends up with the rebound. This is Forden. Forden with the ball. Drives to her left. Finds a player in the corner. Wide open three-point attempt. That's Gunnell. A little too strong, but collected by Portland. The reverse layup is up and good. That was McKinley Jeffries who collected the rebound off the three-point attempt and scooped that one back in for a lay-in. And we're going to get a timeout here in Lane Community College. The lead 83-33, just 3:08 left in the contest when we come back here on the Lane live stream. Welcome back here on the Lane live stream. We just have about 3:08 left in this contest. A 50-point lead for the Titans as they lead the Panthers 83-33. And now it's Portland's turn to do a little full-court press here. Actually, we haven't seen this all game, but here they go. Lane solves it easily, and they push the ball up the court. Ends up in the hand of Adams. Adams, a little give and take, still has the ball, kicks it to the corner. Three-point attempt is up, and Delin drains that one from the far corner. A nice play there to drain that one. Nice passing action to get a wide-open look, and it pays off for the Titans as they get a three-pointer. This is Baldonado, the sophomore out of Hillsboro, Oregon, who has the ball. Action on the left side ends up in the hands of Jeffries. Jeffries drives to the right, and she'll get fouled. Looks like they're going to call Sheridan on the foul. A little aggressive there in the defense as Jeffries drove to the right there. And Sheridan will be called for that foul. Portland to inbound under their own basket. The give to Baldonado, who's in that corner, hounded by Nelson. gives it up to Jeffries there in the wing, swung all the way around to Haas. Haas drives inside, back to Baldonado in the corner, who drives inside, loses the handle, collects it again, and back out to Jeffries off the tip pass. Jeffries driving the left, running out of time here. Haas, a wild shot, catches only backboard, no rim, and so we're going to get a shot clock violation there. Nice defense by Lane here late in the game. Still all effort despite the 53-point lead, 2:14 left in the game, and Lane will have the ball. The quick up-court pass goes to a Lane player who drives the corner. That's DeLynn with the ball. DeLynn slows it up, gives it to Adams. Adams swings it around to Nelson. Thought about the three-point line. She's been active all night with that, but decides to pass up, and it's swung around. Pass tipped by Portland. Portland ends up with it. Had a chance for a fast break, and here they do. Pass up the court, and what a play by Sarah Ball. Recovery. She sprinted down the court to intercept that pass and get another possession for her team. Gives it to Nelson. Back to Ball inside. A lot of contact. No foul called. Kicked to the corner. This is DeLynn. DeLynn a three-pointer. It's good. Same spot as last time. Back-to-back threes for DeLynn. What a play there. Lead now 89-33. DeLynn playing very well here late in the game. DeLynn, her 12th point of the game. Now it's Portland with the ball. This is Baldonado. Baldonado loses the handle. It'll be a kick ball on Lane. Molly Nelson not happy about it. Referees don't care. Just 80 seconds left in the contest. Excuse me, that was DeLynn's 15th point, not 12, so she's got 15 on the night. Portland to inbounds off the kick ball, 20 seconds in the shot clock. Portland inbounds to Hicks. Hicks the give. Here's the action. Ends up with Haas with the ball, driving to her right. The give to Powers. Looks like we're going to get an offensive call there on the action as Haas, after passing the ball, just ran right into a defensive player. Offensive foul. 75 seconds left in the game. Lane to inbound, and they're going to give it to Adams, the freshman out of Salem, who's seen some nice playing time here at the end of this game. Kicked all the way to Molly Nelson on the near side, and back to Adams, interior passing the ball, pushed back out, in-out game with DeLynn. DeLynn pushes it to the top of the three-point line. That's good. That was Adams who drains the three-pointer. The bench really appreciated that one. Under a minute left to play. Lane cracks 90 points here as they have 92-33. Portland with the ball, and a foul will be called as Sarah Kate Hicks, the freshman out of Australia, ended up with the ball near the restricted area, and she drove to the basket, was fouled, so she'll get 2 free throws here. Sarah Ball called for that one. 2 free throws for the freshman. She's shooting just 53% from the line, only 1.1 points a game, but hits the first one and hits the second one. Lane has the ball here. 44 seconds left in the contest. Inside pass to Ball, kicked back out. The inside-out passing really effective here for Lane. Portland still playing aggressive here. They're fighting to the end. A lot of contact under the basket there, but it's kicked out for Lane. They still have the ball. They give to Sarah Ball, the sophomore there, and it ends up in the hands of Sheridan. Sheridan, a little spin move, turnaround jumper, just leaves it short. Scramble for the ball. Players on the floor. The ball's on the floor, and a foul will be called. Looks like they're going to get DeLynn on the foul there. She was being real aggressive on the floor trying to get the ball there. Excuse me, that was Peyton Sheridan who was called for the foul. Substitution here for Lane as Taryn Powers, the freshman of Grants Pass, will check in. Sending Sheridan to the bench. Sarah Kate Hicks back at the free throw line. She went 1 for 2 in her first trip to the line. And she'll drain the second free throw attempt. The score now 92-35, just 18.6 seconds left in this one as Lane will dribble it slowly up the court. This is Adams with the ball. Adams, the freshman, taking her time here. Looks like we're going to dribble this one out. Just seconds left. Adams recorded 3 points on the game as well as 4 rebounds and 3 assists, so a nice game from her. And that's the final buzzer. Triple zeros in the clock. Lane, another dominant win. They advance to 13-0, 92-35. They are led in scoring by who else? By Bella Hamill, who had herself a 15-2-1 game. They are led in rebounds by who else? Bella Hamill. Actually, that was 15 rebounds for Bella Hamill. And assist was Morgan Cooper, who racked up 5 assists in the game. A nice effort from Portland there. Their leading scorer was Harris Burns, who ended up with 9. 11 rebounds by Malia Cabagon with 6. And looks like a 4-way tie for assists there, as 4 players had a single assist. Well, a big thank you to all the staff who were able to make this possible. Head coach Greg Sheely and the staff here at Lane Community College who allowed me to call this game. My name is Levi Berkthal. Don't go anywhere. We're going to end this stream. We're going to start up another stream here in just a few minutes on the same account for the men's basketball game, which will be kicking off shortly. You're not going to not going to want to miss that one between Lane Community College men's basketball and Portland Community College men's basketball. That game will tip off here in just about 30 minutes as those players are already out in the court for warm-up. So we'll end this stream, but go get yourself a drink of water and come right back to your screen and jump on this account for another stream. My name is Levi Berkthal. I look forward to seeing you guys shortly in just a few minutes here on the Lane live stream.